I've identified the 5 most common and most damaging problems that hold players back so you can avoid them. Low confidence plagues people in every walk of life, and sports are no different. You know, I've always wondered how many people had the ability to do something spectacular, but they never actually did it because they didn't have the confidence to go out and do that thing. The ceiling to one's potential is the ceiling that they place on themselves in their own mind. Confidence is a real struggle for basketball players, and I've struggled with confidence throughout my basketball career. But I have learned a few ways to grow my confidence and eliminate that negativity from my mind. The first solution I'm about to give you will solve about 90% of your problems in basketball. Now, the single greatest way to grow your confidence in basketball is through repetition, repetition, repetition. My dad would always say that to me when I complained. I remember coming home from a bad game like, I just feel like my shot is off and I'm just missing shots that I usually make. And every single time my dad would reply, well, you know what you need to do, right? And it's gotten to the point where I just say it with him because I know exactly what he's going to say. Repetition, repetition, repetition. My dad couldn't be more right. If you want to build your confidence, build up your capability to do what you're trying to do. The definition of confidence means to trust. So if you want to trust yourself more, become better at the thing you're doubting yourself in. The second solution to fix low confidence is to do a self-analysis and a world analysis. When you think of people that are not confident, you would assume they are not self-centered, right? Wrong. People lacking in confidence are the most self-centered people on the planet. The reason why I say this is because the truly confident people in this world are not wrapped up in themselves and their sorrows. What makes you so special that no matter what you do, you can't succeed? Confident people will not throw themselves a pity party because they made an oopsie or two. Confident people recognize that everyone makes mistakes and they are just another person trying to figure it all out. But people that lack in confidence will see their own mistakes and think that they are less than because of their mistakes. They are so wrapped up in their suffering that they don't have the capacity to be rational with themselves. The mistakes do not define you. Everybody misses shots. Everybody turns the ball over. I've done both of those things many times in my life. But I will not attribute my self-worth and my basketball skills to the mistakes I've made. Instead, I attribute my confidence to how hard I've worked, how much time I put into my craft, and all the good things that I've done. Maybe there are only a few moments that you can think of where you did really good, but I am asking you to hold on to them tightly and use them to propel you forward. The final solution to fix low confidence is the easiest way to lift the burdens off your shoulders and to let go of stress. Prayer. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but no matter how many times I've prayed in the past and no matter how much it helped me, I still wait it off and try to do things my own way. I try to handle everything on my own, and then once I finally lose control inevitably, then I go to pray. But I should pray first. We all should. Prayer is extremely powerful in creating confidence. Proverbs 3:26, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace, and you can tap into that peace just by talking to God. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. And remember to always have faith that God has a plan for you. KG1shop.myshopify.com. We just got a new colorway drop on all the hoodies. They look really nice. Go get yourself one. Let's go. The second problem that most basketball players face is one that I know all too well. It is the fear of making mistakes. I have grown out of this fear as I've gotten older because I've earned my stripes on the varsity team, but when I was fighting for minutes, I was terrified. I'll never forget my sophomore year when my coach would finally sub me into the game and I'm all hyped, I'm tense, I'm worried, and I'd make a mistake. The moment I make that mistake, immediately I can just look over to the side. My coach just, come on, get him, sub him out. I don't need him in the game anymore. Get him out. Sub him. Seeing your coach point at somebody on the bench while you're in the game, like as soon as you get in there, has got to be like top 5 worst feelings in basketball, dude. Like, I just remember having such a fear of messing up because it only took one mistake for me to get subbed out. So I had to make the most of every opportunity. I just had to. No pressure, right? And I dealt with this fear as best as I could, and I carved out 3 methods of doing so. The first method of reducing this fear is to just have fun. Just have fun. Let your shoulders down and just take a breath and smile, dude. Just smile, man. Like, enjoy the game that you love. And remember, You love to play basketball, so go out there and act like it. And don't bring that added pressure with you onto the court that you have to do great every time you're out there. If you have fun out there, you will help the team out more. You will be more engaged on the bench, you'll bring up the morale of the team, and you'll probably play better because you're more loose. And remember, the worst case scenario is that you make a mistake, or many mistakes, and get subbed out. So what? It's not the end of the world, man. Crap happens, dude. Like, just get ready for the next time you have the opportunity and have some dang fun, dude. Let me preface the second method. I am not telling you to be selfish. I'm not telling you to do that. The second method is to play for you. Stop playing for other people. Stop playing to impress other people. You're not playing for anybody else except yours truly. This aligns with having fun. Think of your younger self for a second. Who did he play the game for? The answer is he played for you. You didn't worry about upsetting teammates or upsetting coaches. None of that mattered to you because you were just focused on having fun and winning the game. I remember saying to myself, what I am doing is making the coach mad, but he's telling me to do it. Stop taking orders and just play your game. Once I did that, I started playing the game instead of just reacting. And that was exactly what my coach wanted. So yes, please listen to your coaches, but don't turn into a robot just taking orders. Also, by playing for you, you should be aggressive. Look to drive and kick to the open man, come off a screen hard and hit a mid-range or something. Aggressive mistakes are so much more beneficial than passive mistakes. So go out there and play for you. And of course, make sure to put your team first above all that, right? You know that, yeah. The final method was a mindset shift that I had to put into action. I had to come to the realization that successful people fail their way to success. Look at successful people in any industry, and you will notice it wasn't always smooth sailing. Past businessmen had businesses that went bankrupt before they got their riches. NBA players lost in the playoffs before they three-peat. And even YouTubers work for years with people making fun of them and telling them it won't work before they get millions. Get this into your mind right now, that you are doing something wrong if you're not failing. Fail your way to success. The third problem with a lot of basketball players is that they don't take care of their body. I used to train every day with basically no off days. I had AAU tournaments with up to 4 games in one day, and I played basketball all year round. Still do that part. I developed Osgood-Schlatter's disease in my knees when I was younger too, and I was just getting all this wear and tear. I overworked my body so much without the right recovery process. Through that, I have learned a few ways to keep my body performing at its highest level without overdoing it. The first way to do that is by listening to your body. You can tell when you are overdoing it, so while I believe you should push yourself, don't hurt yourself. Think about it. You could either end your workout a bit short for one day and then rest the next day, or you can continue that workout, then pull a muscle and be out for over a week. It's a tough balance, but when in doubt, listen to your body. Second, make a stretching routine and actually stick to it. I incorporated my stretching routine into my everyday life by just doing it every day before bed. Make it easy so you don't have to go out of your way in order to do it. Find a stretching routine that works for you, or you can just click the top link in the description. I have a Google Doc there, full stretching routine, check it out. Stretching will help prevent injuries because your body will get more comfortable in uncomfortable positions. If your ankle gets a bit twisted in a game, the damage may not be as bad because you strengthened it and stretched the muscles around it. Also, please warm up. Please warm up before physical activity, dude. Like, don't go into your workouts or games cold. Jog in place at least. Like, jump up and down a little bit. Do something. And something else you need to incorporate into your life is eating healthy. Now, I know for the US at least, it's getting harder and harder to eat healthy with all these chemicals and crap in the food, but just try your best. Treat your body right and give it the best possible food to perform at your maximum potential. The next problem I see is a lack of conditioning. I get it. Conditioning sucks, but you need to do it. How do you expect to play your best if you're huffing and puffing by the second quarter? I had to find out this lesson the hard way. When I was an 8th grader going into my freshman year, my conditioning was not up to par. So I had to make a change. So I did these 3 things in order to do that. And since my junior year, I have basically played every single game for all 32 minutes without getting subbed out. Here's how I got to this point. The most beneficial conditioning, in my opinion, is running around your neighborhood. My runs would usually be between 3 to 4 miles, and after I did these runs for a whole summer, I noticed a huge difference in my conditioning. Now, don't make the same mistake I did. Get yourself a good pair of running shoes. By not doing this, my knees felt the consequences. Next is my least favorite part of conditioning: sprints. I'm not going to harp on this too long. You just got to do it. Alright, I don't care what thoughts are in your mind. Just do the sprints. Finally, the most fun part about conditioning is playing full court pickup games. This one time I remember after a workout with a few other people, our trainer played a full court game with us, and we played till 100 points. Ones and twos to 100 for about an hour and a half, no breaks. By the end of it, we were all gassed, but it was so much fun. And talk about great conditioning, right? A great way to get yourself into full court pickup games is to just going to your local gym. There's usually runs there. So play full court pickup. You know, another problem I see is that players don't have a good support system around them. I've seen players with great potential, but they had no good coaches or really no other people around them to help them tap into their own potential. There's 2 ways to deal with this. Number 1, become your own support system. Educate yourself and fend for yourself. Find out the best training methods, the best nutrition, and be smart. Take care of yourself and take care of your basketball career. Also, go and ask your friends who their trainer is, or if there's any good local teams around with good coaches, stuff like that. Don't be afraid to ask other players for advice too. I've learned a lot just by talking to other basketball players. We can learn a lot from each other. Don't be afraid to ask. And number 2, keep watching my videos. You like that quick plug there? Yeah, man, I'm getting pretty good at this YouTube thing. Oh, shoot. Alright, man, all jokes aside, I hope you got some value from this video. And if you did find this video helpful, be sure to click on this video to finally figure out the one trick to playing games like you practice. But as always, keep God first. Good luck, bro. I'll see you, man.